Today we're going to talk about noted strongman Jalen Hurts and all that's coming up after the bumper.
What do you mean you don't subscribe to my son's YouTube channel?
Mama, no!
Just snap the damn ball, RJ.
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today we're going to talk about Jalen Hurts. He of Oklahoma strength and conditioning lore. Now, lore, because the great dudes at OU's social media team, it's digital content, it's led by Zach Heffley, put out a great video showing that Jalen Hurts can actually squat your house. 585 pounds for those of us that count the plates, and he went in the hole and he came out. Now, this is significant because this is a quarterback, right? If this was Neville Gallimore, we might think this is impressive, but we're not used to seeing a quarterback do what Jalen Hurts can do in a weight room. And it's not something that he hasn't been doing for a long time. He has been doing it forever. Going back to his sophomore year, Avarian Hurts saw his kids squat 385 pounds as quarterback at Channelview. And at powerlifting meets, we kind of want to push it just a little bit further because if you've been a part of any sort of weightlifting competition, you'll know that making jumps 50 and 70 pounds is not something you do in your second and third attempt. Your first attempt, you try to get on the board so you don't scratch out, and then you kind of sort of start to get close to your max. Now, what's interesting about Jalen Hurts is that as a quarterback and his sophomore, he's squatting 400 pounds. By the end of his junior year, he's squatting 570 pounds. He's pulling 565 off the floor, and he's benching 275. Now, I have unique knowledge of powerlifting. I won a national championship in power sports, which is bench, squat, and curl, right? My mother will tell you all about that, and that was really fun. But I find this quite interesting because I'm not really sure that I've heard of a quarterback being this strong this early and still being a quarterback. And I kind of think that if his dad is not the head coach at Channelview, he probably is told to play linebacker or running back because you're just not used to seeing a guy built like Jalen Hurts make it all the way to quarterback in high school, let alone at a place like Alabama. Then you see what he can do with the ball with his feet and throwing it, and you're going, yeah, that's absolutely a quarterback. But now it gets really interesting at Oklahoma because you're seeing a guy who has the physical metrics and attributes that Jalen Hurts has in Lincoln Riley's system. Now, no shade to any quarterbacks, but I'm not used to seeing most of y'all be built like Jalen Hurts. I'm used to seeing flat, flabby, skinny arms, skinny legs, you can't move. Landry Jones was a great quarterback, but I don't expect that dude to bench anything close to what Jalen Hurts can bench, and I certainly don't expect him to put 585 in the hole. That's like squatting a black bear, according to SB Nation. That was really, really just very cool, and I'm glad that we all got to see it. But it's also showing how charged people are about the addition of Jalen Hurts to this Oklahoma football team. It's also going to speak volumes for Lincoln Riley's legacy because now you got a third straight quarterback that is likely to start as a transfer. But if you could take this guy who is a butcher, right? He can run with the ball, he can throw the ball, but he has not proven to be a precision passer, a surgical passer in the way that Kyler Murray was last year and Baker Mayfield was before him, and turn him into a surgeon. My goodness, what can't you do as a quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator named Lincoln Riley? And that is what most people outside the program are going to be so interested to see about Jalen Hurts is, are you going to adapt your offense to him, or can you tweak some things to where he just fits right into the system that you like to run already? Now, I think I've made this point before, and I'll continue to make it. One of the reasons that you want Jalen Hurts back there is because he's comfortable running for his life as you break in 4 new linemen who are going to start alongside Creed Humphrey. And by the time you get to OU Texas, you hope to have some things figured out. And Bill Bedenbaugh is one of the best in the world at his job, if not in college football. But in the meantime, you want a dude that can create for himself, kind of like a point guard who can get his own shot, right? And that's what Jalen Hurts was able to do in the SEC championship game to bring Alabama back from the dead, win that game, get them in an opportunity to pile drive Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl, and then get power bombed by Clemson in the national championship game. And that is another asset that you would have if you're Oklahoma. But again, you had a dude in Kyler Murray that I think still a better quarterback today than Jalen Hurts. I don't know a lot of people that would fight me on that, but if you would like to fight me, Sundays, 10 a.m. on KYAL, the sports animal. But now, if Jalen Hurts isn't the guy that everybody thinks he can be, you also have to ask, is Tanner Mordecai ready to go? Because I don't think that you're going to throw Spencer Rattler out there, not as a true freshman, especially arriving in June. I've made that point before. But most people don't think it's going to get that far. Most people would believe that Jalen Hurts is going to get something figured out. Lincoln Riley's going to get something figured out with Jalen Hurts. And you got these 5-star wide receivers, and you got Charleston Rambo, who seem to be coming on. You got CeeDee Lamb, who might be a better wide receiver now than Hollywood Brown is now. That is kind of scary. And you've got Austin Stogner coming in there to help out Grant Calcaterra and basically make this a big or small game on the outside if that's what you want to do. But again, we're all charged by Jalen Hurts and what he's able to do in a weight room, hoping that that translates to what he can do in the spring, how he can lead over the summer, and how he can get this team better prepared for the 2019 season. So yeah, we're all excited about Jalen Hurts in February. But now, if the conversation leads to him being basically invited to the Heisman Trophy ceremony in December, can we really begin to even think that Lincoln Riley couldn't take your grandmother and make that person into a great quarterback? That is what is so intriguing about Jalen Hurts. But for now, go watch that video on Twitter. You can find it on my Twitter account, RJ_Young, if you are really searching that hard. And watch him squat that in the hole and feel the energy that the team has around him, the way that they've already adopted him as a leader in their locker room, and the way that he is choosing to lead. Because there's another video that went out with Kenneth Murray Jr., I think cleaning like 315. But Jalen Hurts was in the center of the squat rack, leading the chant. 5-star hype man out there doing it. That's what you need if you're Oklahoma's quarterback, because you need a defense that needs to feel good about itself and get itself right so you can make a run at a national championship. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.